Come back here. It's been 3 months, and look, the weather's changing before it's even the 21st of the month.
Glorious day, though.
Yeah, right?
Hey, everybody, welcome. It's Good Day NWI. I'm Becky Matea.
And I'm Pete Danos. Welcome back. We haven't seen you in a long time because we've been on a long summer vacation, right? Kind
I'm
of.
still trying to get my hip fixed. That's kind of put us in a little quandary there.
And you'll be all right.
We're coming to you live, Munster Highland, the border there, right in the heart of the region, Northwest Indiana, and the Midwest of the United States of America.
And now they say Highland is one of the hottest zip codes in the country. It was on ABC the other morning on Good Morning America. So they talked about the 5 hottest zip codes in the country, and the Highland, Indiana, 46322 was one of them.
How about that?
Cost of living, just cost of housing, schools, the whole 9 yards. I was like, wow, I had no idea.
So one of the great things about this program is we can promote that, and we're hoping that you come along with us and get involved and listen and learn and enjoy all the wonderful things in Northwest Indiana.
Yeah, there's a
we
lot.
have the lake, we have entertainment, we have good schools.
We have low taxes,
Oh yeah, that too.
cheap gas, right?
There you
Everything.
go, there you
Absolutely.
go.
You just keep on going on and on.
We offer this on Facebook. So Lauren Lamborghini is Technology Tonight, YouTube Live, Instagram, and a plethora of other, or Cavalcade, or Myriad, whatever you prefer.
Yeah, so go to our Facebook page, Good Day NWI, and click like and follow us, and go to YouTube and subscribe. It's free. Hit the subscribe button on YouTube and join in.
And we're also working on the join because you can actually get more content that way tonight. Just want to tell you, we're switching it up a little bit. So usually it's a whole hour of different things. And at the 8 o'clock mark, the guest, one of the guests will be on after. You're going to Zell, and then we'll give you a Zoom link, and we're going to go on and do an in-depth conversation. So we're expanding every
More things to
show.
talk about.
Yes.
Which is really, really good. So did you hear, Strack and Van Til sold to this huge company.
Mm-hmm.
So the original owner of Strack and Van Til took $1 million of that money and donated it to that foundation that you went to a banquet with.
Oh, Legacy?
They did.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
So the Legacy Foundation got $1 million from the past owner of Strack and Van Til's to help Northwest Indiana.
Perfect.
Could you imagine?
Yeah.
$1 million.
Yeah.
Wow.
There's lots of, people say, well, we're not really sure yet, but I mean, there's lots of money out there that can move around and do really good things, and that's one of the goals of our show. The way the public can support is not only by watching, but we had mentioned the Zelle. You can also give us stars. There's QR codes. Join, I said, the YouTube, Patreon, Rumble. And then, one of the big things, because we do talk about all of the great in the area, especially the businesses here that want Northwest Indiana to do well. So we're looking for that premier sponsor. Right now, it's brought to you by
Vision Quest, Angels, and Kia, and Cash for Charity.
Yeah, so that's
Right.
us. So
Right, it is.
we create it, we produce it, we fund it.
That's been us for many years.
Host
Not
it.
just for 6 months. It's been going on for a long time.
So we're really looking to get, and I was telling you, I see these people, I go out to all the events, like I'm gonna name some of them, name some of the good ones. BP, NIPSCO, Cleveland Cliffs, you mentioned Strack,
Yeah.
Centir. If you want to be on, or if you want to bring your product, or if you want to be the premier sponsor, I typed up a sheet of eyes during the week or during the show. We usually get today about 1,000. During the week after the shares is about 10,000, and this goes on into infinity. So we have almost 1 million eyes with all the platforms.
And not to mention, there's no one else that does this. Everyone has a political show, which is awesome, or they talk about sports. We talk about everything, all of it,
That's really cool.
and cover the whole entire region, not just certain areas. So which makes us different than everybody else.
So I was talking to our state senators, and I said not only for Good Day NWI, but maybe Good Day Indiana or Good Day USA. So you heard it here first. You can go take our stuff.
Might make another change.
Our special guest tonight, our usual show lineup. We start with food, fashion, weather, and traffic. Then we go into some stories, but we're going to hang in there because we're going to tell you who our special guests are. After that, we talk about trending in sports.
Speaking of sports, how'd the Bears do today?
Well, we're going to get to them in a minute. Hang on to your seats, everybody. This is good news. Finally. performers, word of the day.
Yeah.
But today our special guests are, you say his name because I was having trouble with that.
I'm gonna say it wrong. I know.
John
Southside,
Saucider.
that's it.
All right.
I'm sorry if I said it wrong. I'll get it right. Okay.
So he's here because he has his family charity event on October the 12th. I'm going to talk that up right now. It's the Oktoberfest. Their goal is to raise money and donations and energy and awareness and give to other charities in the area to help them out.
But it's really sells the deer, correct?
Southsider.
Right?
No, I said it wrong, but it's Southsider.
Well, we'll get it right.
Yeah,
We're gonna
he'll
talk
say
about
it.
why
Yeah, he'll
he's
say
here
it when he gets up
and
here.
to review all this stuff and just give you a lot of good information for what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
It's a great thing. And see, no one talks about this, but we do.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Also, I'm going to mention we would like some commercials in it, like the 7:15, 7:30, and 7:45. But at 7:30, I'm really working on getting an actual product here, and they're pretty close. Holistic Pearl, because I love jewelry, because
What woman doesn't, right?
Well, I'm a biology major, and also besides it looking nice, there's properties to gems that make you feel better. Like with Lauren,
That's
I
true.
put carnelian around her neck when she had asthma.
Did it work?
We're
I
hoping
can't
she's
confirm
better.
that,
There's
I
a lot
guess
of
it
can't
did.
confirm the
lot of
science,
different
but
things that we did that were. But do you have the mic on now, Lauren? Until she gets here?
no.
Yeah, you can go ahead and do that. So I'm gonna do that at my dream job is the jewelry chick on HSN. So we're gonna create our own
Really?
our own
Or the
store.
QVC, whatever you call it?
Yeah. And then we did have music by Rockology slated, but I can't guarantee all the information, but I want to give them a shout out. But I think the problem was, I'm being facetious here, they played after the Notre Dame game and they did not do well. So I don't think they recuperated.
So they're so trash, is what you're saying.
I don't know what's going on, but I'm
Hey,
just
that's
like,
okay.
good for Northern Illinois.
We've done that before.
All right.
Oh, yeah.
And then I did mention that if you go onto Facebook, I did post how to get onto the Zoom call after the show through, and you can get on, I'm gonna let everybody in, but try to Zelle, and we're trying to check that out, visionquest d2r@outlook.com. It's all on Facebook. I don't know if I shared on YouTube, but Facebook is my thing. I know what you use Instagram. What do you do? You like TikTok?
I like TikTok a lot because you can make little commercials with it. You can
Yeah.
edit it. You can add music to it. You can do a lot of things. It's kind of cool. You cannot do that with Facebook.
So I'm going to thank everybody again. So Lauren, George has been very helpful. David Lane, Leah, Susie, all of you guys out there that are helping with ideas, watching, and sharing. Lauren, do you want to check this phone over here and see who's watching? We usually give out a gift right now. We're going to do the impact winner in the after show today.
So we took the summer to do one show a month to regroup, to get everything together, get great ideas together, just to make some changes. So this is kind of season 2. Kind of, we could say that, right? Kind of.
Well, what is that? Sabbatical, summer break? I mean, this is hard work.
And now we're ready
I
to
never
go.
had, I was supposed to have a surgery, so like, so we're gonna postpone that a little bit. And I was even thinking, maybe we would. I mean, that would draw in a lot of people. Somebody said, well, if you guys wore bathing suits, what about having my surgery on Good Day NWI?
Wow.
Have you ever looked at one of? I'm actually a little.
Who was that
afraid.
newscaster? She had a procedure done on television. I can't think of her name, but it was on ABC. She did that.
Oh.
Yeah.
Hey, Lauren, who's on that phone over there?
She sure
Anybody?
did.
Oh, I was just looking at something.
Okay, all right. So about this time, we give out a prize here. You should have a studio audience.
You got Cindy Hansen.
Oh, I love her. I'm giving it to Cindy Hansen. You know why? Friday night, we had a group that watched the viewing party from the musical Beautiful, and she was our pianist, and she is amazing. She also does entertainment. She has a band. We are really working on, Lauren, what's my favorite show, movie? Burlesque. What is that? It's French. What is that called? There's another word for it. We're really working hard to get that at the Hard Rock. What is that called? And when you go to France and you watch that?
I don't know.
Cabaret.
Cabaret. Yes, I think there was another actress that did that too. So I'll give you the pen. It was a lovely, And you know how we watched it here in your theater?
Yeah.
We watched ours back, well, maybe because it was kind of, not a real copy of it. But the casting, the talent, the set and the wardrobe, just the overall production, that was at the Opera House.
They do good shows there.
Oh.
They always have.
And so
They're known
Pete
for that,
is our thespian.
big time.
So what's coming up in
Good
that
thing you didn't
world?
say that wrong.
What's coming up in that world? I know they had tryouts for Godspell, you missed it,
I know.
it's in Chesterton.
It's my favorite musical. Been in it 3 times.
Scrooge is coming up.
There's a lot. I don't have the listing yet of when, but now all the musicals hit in the fall.
What
And
what
then they
places did you perform at?
Marion Theater Guild's Holiday Star Plaza,
Toll.
Chicago Theater. I
Okay,
never went to the Toll,
okay,
but
There's
4th
that.
Street Theater before.
okay.
Went to the Memorial Opera, everywhere.
Maryville, they also have a very big following. They're
Ross. It's Ross, it's in Maryville. And they
And-
use a Maryville High School for that.
yeah, and isn't there the Reinhardt's?
Reinhardt's, that's
Yes,
called
there,
Ross
yes.
Theater.
Mhm. And then Michigan City also has 2 theaters over there.
Beautiful. We used to go there and do shows and stay there for the entire summer. They have these little like hut type things and you
Mhm.
stay there all summer and you stay there, you get up in the morning, you rehearse and then you do your shows. It's awesome.
You know what I was going to Bel, I ran by the Popcorn Fest yesterday. They were all closing up like Pierogi Fest, you just party on.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give a shout out to Aftermath, they're the only ones that I saw with music, cause she's gonna be on in the fall, and then next month we're gonna try to go to Tiny's and just throwing those in there in Miller. Do maybe a little bit of political, maybe a little bit of sports coming up. But I was going to Valpo, Calumet, and it was packed, and I'm like, what's going on? The drive-in is open.
Is it really?
Yeah, so when you say theaters, they're back
Wow.
open.
Yeah.
You have a relative that has a great theater up in Whiting,
Yeah,
so there
John
are
Patrick's.
still movie
The Hoosier
theaters
Theater. Yeah.
out there
Yeah,
that,
Beetlejuice is playing.
At the Hoosier Theater?
and so I guess there was a
Wow.
little bit of commotion in, well, not Cannes, what is Venice? Was it Venice that all these new movies are coming out, and there was a couple that was together, but they're not together anymore. And so then I also felt bad for J Lo because she's having to do her thing and she's going through that. I'm like, somebody called me like, we're having a little bit of a. I'm like, I don't know, you like with that song with Taylor, you got to do it with a broken heart.
Pretty much.
So I think Lauren was.
Too much
I
drama.
hope there's nothing bad happening with you over there. So let's start food, fashion, weather, traffic. That's our usual start off food. I was gonna bring that cheesecake. We had cheesecake left over. So I just got Girl Scout cookies. Those are big always. What did you bring? You have some kind of.
Yeah, trail mix. I
Okay.
take Ozempic to make
So
a
that's
long
all
story
you
short,
eat?
and I have no appetite for anything. It just cuts it right out, and I force myself to eat.
To eat trail mix.
To eat anything, right? Yeah, there's no desire, no sugar
But-
cravings, no nothing.
But you also walk. You also take
Yeah,
care of yourself.
I do.
Because they said you have to do that as well.
I do probably 4 or 5 nights a week. I do 5 miles a night, and I usually start 11 or 12 o'clock at midnight.
Okay.
Nice.
And yeah, sometimes 1 o'clock, just depends. And yeah, I feel safe. I don't feel like anything's gonna happen, and I do 5 miles.
When I saw that, I got that from Albanese when Frank was running because they have this Frank's hot mix or something, and I just thought it was hot. Isn't there a sauce,
Mhm.
Frank's hot sauce? So I
Oh,
just
really?
thought it was kind of clever, that it was Frank Van and then to the trail mix. And I'm bringing this up because that's how John and I met. Let's see, fashion.
Fashion, we talked about a lot of things today,
Yeah.
but did not discuss one time what color to wear.
I
This-
don't usually wear this, but
This
I
has
don't know.
happened now 3 or 4 different times.
Okay.
She walked in, I'm like, wow, never talked about this
So
before.
what do you got? Is this all Calvin Klein?
Yeah, all black Calvin Klein.
So this is Guess.
Yeah,
And
simple.
so these shoes, Italy.
Those are nice.
And you can only really wear it with black, but they came from Spain, which is interesting. And a pro tip here, when you have nylons on, they fit. But when you take the nylons off, because all the shoes I brought back, they don't fit me now because I had nylon on. So these are like 8s. And my mom was like, you spent that much on a size 8. I'm like, apparently so. I'm like, oh goodness gracious.
That's all right.
But yeah, I put some color on because I know you got the new backdrop, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
And this was actually lemon from Capri, so I tried to put a little bit of color in there. But this was from the mall in Michigan City. We also have the Maryville, and then you have really handy over here in Highland.
Nordstrom Rack.
Yeah,
I lived there. I love that place.
but you like your online stuff too.
Right.
in your Lily, what's the, not Lily, but Lululemon.
Lululemon.
Yeah, but Debbie's coming
Yeah.
with Lily Pulitzer, so we were putting our orders in from Florida. We've mentioned that before. Weather, I looked at the almanac, for like the regular, it's just going down steadily, but still very nice. October, November, I didn't see any, you can't really tell this far out with any like big,
And how
weather
often are they
problems.
100% right anyway? You know,
Yeah, you just have to
it's a,
grin and
it's a
bear
it's a
it.
predictor, whatever it is,
Yeah.
and you know, you just go from there, and they're usually wrong. Just like the weatherman. That's the only job you can have and be wrong and still be okay.
I
Right,
think they're
it's being
getting
weatherman.
better though, because we have a lot of technology
Yeah.
out there.
Yeah.
Traffic wasn't as bad because the kids are back in school, so
Right,
they
it's
weren't
cut
going
down.
over to Michigan. And then I like this. I didn't. It's not in here, but oh yeah, here it is. Say that for me.
Oh, the traffic 555in.org.
So it shows red cameras,
Yeah.
red light cameras, accidents,
And it does tell you if
construction.
there's a police car ahead. It does.
Oh,
It does. It gives you the notification on your phone. Here's why I know this.
Okay.
I went to, what do you call it? Toward Michigan last weekend. I went there 2 days in a row because I wanted to go there. What do you call that cute little town in Michigan?
New Buffalo?
New Buffalo. That's it.
oh, you went to New Buffalo?
I
You
did.
didn't say anything
I wanted
else?
to go to that stray dog, right?
Oh, okay.
Because I love going there.
Okay.
And I had that thing on and it thought, yeah, you know, police officer ahead, 3 miles. I'm like,
Oh,
interesting.
nice.
Yeah.
Very nice. That's
Yeah.
good. I just would like to know where those cameras are. They're not really prevalent in Indiana, but once you go to Illinois,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, I get a lot of them because the cars are all registered to me. So be careful about that. Typically, if we have a pet, which they're quiet upstairs, but we all seem to have some type of animal, but we always encourage people to adopt, visit, donate to the shelters. But I see one of the things on Facebook, somebody's losing pets every day, you know, like they're lost. So I'm always like posting, help find this pet.
Did you see, a couple days ago, somebody in East Chicago, did you see what they
Keep
did?
going.
They took their dog,
Oh,
tied him to a pole,
yeah.
and left a toy there with him and left.
We had that happen in our neighborhood too. I mean,
You gotta be kidding.
sometimes people are stressed out, but he did. Hope is her or his name. They got adopted. Yeah.
I couldn't believe it. They had a picture on the internet,
Well,
like,
I think one of our guests was like Silver Stray was spay and neuter because that's probably the most responsible thing you can do because there's so many out there that are still having litters. But yeah, so we always encourage that. And then Dave Lutz is still probably under the weather a little bit, but
our sports guy.
yeah, we can. We'll go into the sports, but I like at this point to name all the cities, and all of our guests can help us. But I start with Whiting,
Because that's where we're from,
Hammond.
right? And then from there goes Highland, Griffith, Munster, Gary, Chesterton, Valparaiso, Cedar Lake. I'm trying to think now.
Portage.
What was it?
Portage.
Yeah, Portage.
Michigan City.
Right, Michigan City.
Maryville,
Yeah, Maryville, Valparaiso,
Crown Point.
LaPorte, Elkhart.
Oh gosh, you're getting good. Now, okay, did we read them all? Okay, okay. East Chicago, did we say that one?
We did. We sent
All
to
right.
Chicago.
And there's a bunch of little ones, so look on the phone and see.
Burns Harbor.
Yeah, they're little.
The reason I remember
Wheeler.
Burns Harbor because 2 days ago we had obviously I work for Kia and there's a Kia dealership there.
Yeah.
We had to go there and pick up a car for a customer.
Okay.
And
Oh,
like,
yeah,
everyone's like,
that's,
they're like, where's Burns Harbor?
That's right next to Porter, where
Yeah.
I come from and where we live now. There's a lot of little ones, but I think we hit them all. But let's name the counties.
Oh.
I got the other four. You do the main three.
Lake and Porter County,
And LaPorte.
right? And LaPorte County.
So then there's Newton, Jasper, Stark, and Kosciuszko. That's our 7.
Where sales tax is only 7%, not like Chicago, 9.25,
Don't tell anyone.
which is good.
There is a lot of development going on, and we just say and visiting. But if you come, be respectful, clean up after yourself, act right, because there's a lot of shenanigans up on the lake where I lived on that lake in South Shore. The double tracks are going, so we get visitors. We just ask you to
Here, and off the
conscientious.
expressway from Lansing, off of Ridge Road, driving into Munster, they just robbed Speedway because it was too convenient. Right off the expressway, get back, and you're gone.
Where'd you see that?
And in the actually, the time's online.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I
Happened
heard
Friday
about that,
afternoon,
so-
actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we've talked about a little bit of trending stories and some sports, but let's do, okay, I mentioned the Notre Dame, so let's see. Highland, you read that? Okay, mine are, let me see this one.
Yeah, we can
Oh,
talk
here we go.
about, there we go.
Oh, okay, here we
You
go.
can see, even with glasses, I can't see, it's horrible.
Oh, okay, here's a cool one, and I was gonna mention this with the events, but Harvest Time Family Farm in Lowell has a corn maze that looks like Luke Bryan and his guitar.
Really?
Yeah. You're shaking your head, Lauren, did you go?
No, I don't know,
Oh,
but
okay.
it sounds cool.
So we mentioned quite a few of these.
Well, how'd you get to see that if it's a corn maze? You go, do
They
A
went
drone.
up
jump in
and,
the air? And,
well, they took a
A
picture
drone.
from the sky, but once you're doing it, I guess that's part of the thrill is trying to figure it out, like those escape rooms, right? And then
Yeah.
some of those monsters come out. I was at one of the home stores. There is this Frankenstein that looks so real. It's animated, and he looks, and his eyes move, and he talks and everything. Did I send that to you? That was kind of spooky. So that's coming up. So we got September, October, November. I've mentioned a little bit of what's happening in the shows. Okay, let's do. It is Child Safety Month this month, and there was an ALS ride from DC to Chesterton, and I was at the event for the senators
oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
What was that?
a couple weeks ago. I mean, I've gone to probably 20 events over the
How do you
summer.
keep track of all this stuff? To go to this event, to this meeting, to all this stuff, to go constantly?
I have a planner, and then I have reminders, and then people in the groups, we call each other and say, hey, remember. Yeah, it takes a lot, but
That's a
it's
lot.
good because I have a badge now that says Good Day NWI that I made. So anyway, so we're involved. That's for sure. Let's talk sports. What's the big story today, Pete? I know you're just dying to say it.
The Bears won 24-17.
Woo!
Thank goodness, right?
Anxiety.
Yeah.
What a beautiful day out
Yeah,
there too.
yeah.
So Lauren's got her Bears jersey on. You know, I'm a Chiefs fan, and I think, you know, one of the things that I'm always for the underdog, but it is so nice to be for a team that you don't have to worry too much. So, but you know, we're not
Well, it's only game.
bandwagon.
It's the first game. I get it.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens, but they started off right. That's
Yes.
Mhm.
Not bandwagon
Yeah.
because Leah went to school there, but I thought that was.
good. They're
that's
not
very
like the
nice.
Sox.
Well,
Let me tell
are they
you.
still playing? The Sox and Cubs still playing?
The Sox have lost over 100 games this year.
Yay,
Mm.
It's unbelievable.
it's terrible.
So,
Right.
But on our
Right.
national level, we did very well in the Olympics.
Yep.
And there's this power couple that I still see. He just won a gold in the Paralympics,
Mm.
and his wife was the long jump winner. And so they have all these little shorts now of their love story. It's really really a cool love story. So in the nationally in our country, and then that's our professional. There are some other, you know, the women's basketball is going right now in the WNBA. That's still happening. Do you know when their playoffs are?
No.
I know Lutz is following that very
I was gonna
keenly because
say
he's still
high
upset that
school.
Caitlin didn't make the Olympics.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, we all.
They kept
go
her on
through
for a reason.
patches.
There's a reason behind it.
Well, yeah, they all go
That was
through.
horrible.
I mean, we've all experienced.
But she's making her millions
overs.
through Nike and all the sponsors, so she's okay.
Then from there, we go into some of the local. And I'm just going to encourage everybody that high school sports is in full swing.
Yeah.
Plus travel. There's a traveling that's going on too if you're not in that season. But football, volleyball, soccer, and
Yes.
golf.
Yes.
Has anybody? I've been going, watching, keeping track. I went to a Chesterton volleyball game. They're very good this year. I'm really hoping. I was really hoping we were going to win the sectional, but Portage took Lake Central to 5, and they're typically not that good. So something's going on there. And then Naveed said he'd be on next month with Lake Central to kind of give us a rundown of volleyball. Have you seen any football? Whiting's been winning. Chesterton, they just lost to, I thought they'd do pretty well, but they lost to Michigan City. Crown Point's still at the top. I don't think Munster's doing well. For some reason, they don't.
I just watched
I don't
soccer,
know,
follow
so-
that because my kids play
Oh
soccer.
yeah, so boys soccer's right now. They
Yeah.
went to the Chesterton game. They beat Valpo. What's Munster's record?
I have no idea what the record is. They just started. It's been
Okay,
a week.
are they any good?
Of course they're good.
Okay, well, who did they play?
They're good every year.
Oh, they are. They're perennial good. They are.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
are. Munster's pretty good
They are,
at
they are.
soccer. Anybody else? John, you got any feedback on any of the sports going on out there? Or you're gonna get ready, you're almost up here, so I'm just giving you a 1 minute thing there. Anything else on a trending story or a sport?
No, that's what I know.
Okay, well then, hey, everybody, we've got our special guest, John. Come up and say your last name.
Because we're gonna get it wrong again, and it's not right. We should.
Southsider. He just said Southsider.
Hi, how are you?
Oh, you know what? And I usually do that, but I got this like bad hip going. But we should do that with the studio audience and the clapping. Like we're trying to get more and more like Oprah.
I just had hip surgery 5 months ago.
You did?
Yeah.
Tell us all about it.
Oh, they did what they called a hip resurfacing.
Okay.
It helps you, I think it makes your bones a little stronger. They just sort of replace the cup and do some other things. But Dr. Dom at the American Hip Institute, very good doctor, did it. And I've been back, ran my first 5K last week.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm still so like so.
So it was like instant gratification right after you had it done. That's I've
Oh,
heard
it
that.
takes a couple of months of getting it back to.
But the pain is for the most part gone, right?
gone. Yeah.
That's
That's
actually
pretty
Was
so
it
gone.
right or left?
Left.
And were you at community?
No, I was up
Surgery
at,
center?
at a surgery center up by the airport.
In
Trying to remember where it was
Illinois?
going. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So mine is I'll ask them about it. We tried to fix the labrum, get rid of the arthritis, and put the protein-rich plasma in. This was not this Christmas, but the Christmas before, but it's not happening.
No.
So I have to get it all done, and pink ball goes into the femur. You didn't have that?
No, well, it's an abbreviated surgery, but I think they won't do it for women because you don't have the bone density. The way I understand it. I'm not a doctor.
No wonder I didn't know about this. Okay.
So what happened that
Yeah.
made you?
So
a lot of pain.
I'm pretty much avid runner and I play baseball still and do a lot of activities and I just noticed that it was getting stiff and I lost my range of motion. And because of that, then I just thought it's time to get it done. And I was limping a little bit, so my wife said, you better get in there and get it done so you can get back.
Are you from around here?
I was born and raised in Southern Illinois. Just kept coming north and then met my wife in Chicago because I'm an attorney down there. And then we just moved out to Northwest Indiana. We weren't going to stay here about a year, and here we are 30 years later.
And
Oh,
your
wow.
kids all went to
I have,
school.
yes,
Munster.
two children graduated from Munster, and then another graduated from Mandarin.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So mixed it up a little bit.
Yeah.
So I met you on a campaign trail, which I mentioned, Franklin Banner Congressman, and you friends. You also, what else besides law? Is your wife in the field or not?
No, she's a realtor.
Oh, yeah. Okay, and then aren't your kids kind of wasn't one of your kids kind of in the social media stuff for a little bit?
My daughter Samantha is the operations director for the Sky, the female basketball team.
Oh, really?
Well,
Yes, and then I have a son, Eric, who lives downtown, and he works for a not-for-profit that, what do I want to say, boosts
Boost
Midwest food suppliers,
Oh, okay.
small food suppliers. And
Okay.
so he travels a lot all over the world. And then I just have a little guy that's at playing baseball over at St. Francis.
okay, in the St. Francis in Illinois?
Yes, in
Okay.
Joliet.
And
Okay,
your law firm is downtown?
so say your name for us.
Saul Zider,
Saul
Zider.
Zider.
yes.
And what,
Got it.
your wife's real estate, does she have a company or does she work for somebody?
She works for Ed Properties, which I think
Oh,
is right
yes.
over here.
Yeah. I see those signs all over the
45th,
I
place.
think, maybe they're all independent, but Mike, I first met him in Michigan City, that I first saw the @ sign at
Yeah.
Properties. And what is her name?
Robin.
We're gonna give a shout out because we try to encourage the love.
We've been married 30 years, so
30 years?
Yep.
When's your anniversary?
April 19th.
All right.
So you moved to Munster for a year, and 29 years later, here you are.
Well, it really wasn't Munster. It was we moved to Highland, got
Got
an
it.
apartment, and then we've been around. So we went to Hammond, bought a house over in the historic area over there.
Fourth Avenue?
Yeah, and then as our kids got
It's a nice
grown
place.
and we got more, then we moved to Munster, and then we got too big for that house, and then we moved over to Highland. So we've lived in Highland now. But my daughter is back here in the region living in Munster.
Okay.
Bought a home over on Bering Avenue.
So with that being said, I would like to go to a game. You know, I'm in the Basketball Hall of Fame. We just didn't have women's pro league in the States when I graduated, so I went to Australia for a year. But kudos, I thought by the time Leah, because she's a All-American softball player, and NWI got second silver medal at the Special Olympics. She's a partner with that team that done in Indy. So now I wrote to her. She hit a couple home runs. I'm like, so is Italy and Australia back on? I thought eventually, you know, and so it is happening a little bit for basketball. So I'm very happy about that.
Oh, I think it's transformed since those younger girls have gotten into the league. I think it just came this past spring or something. And,
Yeah.
and I know that I went to the Caitlin Clark's game against the Sky last Friday, and it was sold out, the Wintrust Arena. So that's
They
gotta
say
be
she attracts a
50,
crowd like nobody. That's what they say. When she's there, it's gonna be sold out.
Yeah, and it was sold out, and there were VIPs there and everything else, and that's something that's brand new to that league.
Yes. My coach always used to say, if they can't come for the talent, we're just gonna make your uniform smaller. Like, okay, mister. So tell us some of the things you've done in the past, and then you're really here because you have the Salzider charity, family charity,
Yes.
and you have this great event coming up. And so tell us a little bit how this all came about.
Yeah, let me use this.
Yes,
for a
of course.
So it's been about 20, I'm trying to use my daughter's age, about 25 years ago. We started a little charity in doing events. We wanted to teach our children to give back. So we would do these events, and we call it great events for great causes. And and we would get our friends together, and we just did events, and we would raise money, and we would give it to the local charities. We've been big supporters of Haven House, the Nick Foundation, Food Bank, and others. And we've done these events. We've done everything from 5Ks to golf outings to Wrigley Field rooftop parties to White Sox center field parties. And now we started doing this Oktoberfest about 4 years ago because my sons and I make an annual trip to Munich. And then after we get done in Munich, we come back and we do the Oktoberfest here. And we do it in Wicker Park. And there's a little pavilion there that's sort of on the west side of Wicker Park. And we try to transform that into a Bavarian beer hall.
Oh, wow.
We make a lot of decorations. We start doing it. And then we get people in, and we do it in typical Munich style.
Including, I asked the girls what's their outfit?
The Drindles,
And then you have lederhosen for the guys.
yes.
All right.
We don't supply it, but we do have a costume
That's an
contest.
idea. We're gonna bring that and then
Encourage it to come.
we'll sell it for
Wow.
donations.
And so we do have a costume contest, but we transformed this pavilion into a beer hall, and in typical Bavarian Oktoberfest fashion, we put all the tables together and we let you reserve the table, and inclusive in your reservation of this table is the food and the beer and everything else and the giveaways and that type of thing. And then we bring in the German music, which we have sort of an Oompa band, and then after that's done, then we do a local sing-along type band that everybody's getting into that flavor.
So this is October the 12th.
October the 12th. We started about 4:00 with our annual blowing of the Alps horns. I don't know what they're called, but
That
the big
sounds-
one.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
And so then we'll start the festivities, and it's really, really a fun event. In our it's well attended. We pretty much almost sold out all the tables at this point.
How many folks are you expecting?
So we'll probably get about 250.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
How much are the tickets are just for the people viewing if you
Yeah.
saw those last couple?
We have, so if you want to reserve a table, which is for 8 people, and then the food and the beer and everything will be supplied with that. That's $375, excuse me. But we also sell individual tickets at $50, and that will get you food and beer or whatever you want. We have an open bar and that type of thing.
So can they come on the day of the event and pay $50 to get in?
Might
Yeah,
be
we would
sold
let
out,
them.
though.
We would let them know. We
The tables
don't
are sold
fit
out.
individual tickets, but the tables we sell out.
Oh, okay.
The individual tickets don't guarantee you a seat in the place or anything else like that. But everyone's welcome because we're just raising money for charity. We don't
Okay.
exclude anyone.
So
We
we're gonna
want to
post
include
this.
everyone.
That's fantastic.
We're gonna post this on Facebook and I'll
And then
share
what
it.
charities do you give the money to? Like
So
for this
we
one?
really just give the charities to whoever asks for it. And if someone comes and says, we need something, or we always try to raise money for children's cancer charities,
Got
which is the Nick Foundation out here.
Mhm.
I don't know if you've ever done anything with that, but that's the Northwest Indiana Children's Cancer Charity.
Okay.
And they help families that are newly diagnosed,
Mm.
and they help them get through those times. So we do that. We do the Haven House. There's a school foundation in Gary that gives coats and things like that, and I'm on the board of that charity, and we give money to them. So we really just do it to whoever needs it. And sometimes people call us and they'll say, hey, Joe had a fire at his house and they need money. And we can do that because we've raised this money as a group with our friends, and that's how we go with it.
Easily. Sounds kind of like cash.
Same thing
Yeah.
we do.
And I know Lauren's got the Angels, but she actually is the one that you would be giving to. She started a charity to keep fentanyl away because her friend was poisoned at IU. So
Yeah, we've done that as well. We purchased the Narcan for some of the police departments, and those type of things.
Covers.
So, I mean, we've been doing it, and I'm saying that in our gross revenues over these 25 years has to be over $1.5 million. And then, but you know, when we get to the net and everything else, we're probably giving out close to maybe, I'm gonna say close to $500,000 to
Wow,
individual
good for
charities.
you,
Yeah.
for your family.
Yeah, and it's named the Salzetta Family Charity because when you start getting involved and you start getting bigger, you have to create a corporation.
Yeah,
You
correct,
have to give it a
correct.
name.
Right.
yeah.
And a lot of people want to see that they can deduct their donations off taxes. So you have to be a 501c3 charitable organization. And these are things that you have to do to just get it.
And lucky you, you're a lawyer, so you know how to do all this stuff.
Well, to be perfectly honest, it's a little bit out of my bailiwick, so I just hired someone and the rest. And this is a labor of love for us. It's my children and I and my wife, and we've been doing it so long, and we have a lot of fun doing it. And we have friends that always come in and support and sponsor and everything else. And so by doing this cumulative thing, we've been able to raise money, and it's not us. Believe me, we're the labor, but it all comes from our friends and everyone else that's associated with it, and they're the ones that are truly giving it out.
So you mentioned that you go to Germany and then come back. So are you going to be leaving pretty soon here?
Mm-hmm.
When do you go?
I'm going to leave September 30th, and then my sons are going to join me on October 2nd.
And
And we
then-
have a group of about 30 people from Northwest Indiana that'll be out there.
Oh,
Well,
that's
we have
awesome.
3 tables, so yeah, well,
And then you come back before this date.
Yes.
Which is like what? When do you get back?
I think we're back the 6th, so we have plenty of time to get
Okay.
this all.
So does Wicker Park, do they accommodate the caterers, and you have to bring your own caterers in?
Well, Wicker Park has their own catering.
Right, I know, right.
Yeah, and so we just go through them. And then from the legal standpoint, then we don't have to do we don't have to purchase a liquor license, we do that.
Yeah, they supply.
We're
right.
not selling beer. We have
It's actually
friends that
very
own companies
lovely
that they're
spot.
coming and doing it. And yes, and one of our big sponsors is Adrian Santos, and he gives us the
He's the new
venue and
trustee.
yeah, he gives us the venue and we get to do this and
Well, you know,
That's awesome.
all year long,
That's awesome.
and I think I've noticed this in all the cities, there really seem to be competing, or not even competing, I think they do give themselves pats on the back, but they want to provide something in each of the cities. Have you noticed like the festivals and the bands and
There's a lot of
the
that.
offerings?
There's a
And I
lot.
think there's a Highland Fest this weekend.
is there?
Yeah, and then the Bacon Fest is coming up the following weekend. Oh, I'm going to talk about some of those things coming up. But it's nice because we have so many beautiful spaces and talented people that were able to do all these sorts of things. So do you have dancers coming in? Do you have musicians?
We have the musicians. The first band is called the German Band, which they are sort of the
The main.
German, the Oompa Band.
Yeah.
That's what I call them, and people call them that as well. And then we'll have Eli and the Elements, which is a three guys, and they play mostly pop music, but it's all sing along because at that point everyone is getting into this festive, and everybody's singing and doing everything.
Do
And
we
that's
know
what,
the song?
Drinking and having a good time.
Yeah.
Or common song. Not
yeah,
just
they're
like
just
common
sounds that you would have heard on the radio, and
Okay.
everybody will be singing.
Now, do you have a website? Do you have a webpage?
We do not have a webpage. We
Facebook?
just go by Facebook.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
how we reach out to people.
That's awesome.
And that type of thing. But no, we try to keep it bare minimum because we're not spending any money. No one gets paid from our charity. This is all just volunteer, and then we give it all away.
I think everybody $500,000, that's huge.
Yeah, but it's been over years. Don't get me
That's
wrong.
huge.
But that's
So,
that's
so
been
it's pretty
yes,
admirable.
and we've been able to help out a lot of people.
Now, besides this, what else is going on in your life?
Me personally,
Well, like your family, work,
I just
sports. You
He
tell
runs
me
a lot.
about
playing
that.
baseball, doing those type of things, and obviously the political season's coming up, so
Yeah.
getting involved with that,
Yeah.
and doing some general things. But this is pretty much taking over everything for the next month at least.
Okay. Well, thanks for coming and.
No, thank you for having.
We'll try to get there.
Would you mind if I give a little shout out to some of my
Of
sponsors?
course not.
Absolutely.
That's perfect, yes.
So the guy that sponsors all the music is Dave Gladyshaw, good friend of mine.
I'm good friends
We'd
with
like to
Dave.
have him
Yes.
on.
And so he comes in and sponsors the music. The people that sponsor the bar are the 313 Tap Room, which is in Munster, right off Ridge Road. Very nice place. And then the stage sponsor is Bootleg Liquors, and that's Brian Cook and his family. Very good friends. They also do the catering out of Wicker Park and that type of thing. And then we also have Misprint, which does our printing. And then we have Jed TV and WJOB, which also does some of our promotions and those type of things. All of those are personal friends that just get involved, help us out, and do it.
Now, Dave Gladys and I grew up next door to each other in Hammond.
Oh, okay.
And
That's
we had a
nice.
restaurant in State Line, my dad did, and Dave used to come over there and buy hot dogs all the time. I had no idea until maybe 15 years ago. He said, wait, I think I know who you are. And I've known him my entire life
It's a small
and didn't
world.
know it.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird.
David
Yeah,
and
I
I
like
have done things, on the business end for many years as fellow lawyers, and then we've just been personal friends. And he's always been very charitable and helped us out,
Good.
and he'll be there, and it'll be fun.
He's awesome. He's a lot of fun. He's a lot of fun.
Well,
Yeah.
we're glad that you're here and that we can help, and we hope to be as big as some of these others, like in the industry of news.
And
here
we'll
in
post
Dodger
that
City.
on our Facebook, our website, the whole 9 yards.
Yeah,
We have
and
so many different platforms, actually.
if anyone's interested, they can contact my daughter Samantha
Yes.
at 219-678-0421. We just have a few tables left. I think we're about a month out, maybe. Yeah, that's right, about a month out.
That's good.
So we're getting everything taken care of, and it'll be a nice event. It's good to come. It's good to meet people. It's good to have fun. And in the end, you're raising money for charity.
Yeah.
So there's no downside to any of
Correct.
this.
You're right. You're right.
All right. Well, what's the German phrase? It's not Upa. Yours is Upa.
No, Opa is a great.
Opa.
He's an Opa man. That's great.
What's the German? What's the German word, Lauren?
I don't know.
No zdrowia, I know for
That's
Slovak.
Polish, right? Yeah.
We'll go with that. That's close enough.
Thank you so
You're right.
much
No, thank
again.
you guys, and I'm honored to be
We want to have you back
Appreciate
again.
it, Kate.
Yeah, we'll
All
get
right.
you on like a quarterly rotation.
All
For all
right,
your
thank
things
you.
coming up.
That's good.
Take care.
Thank you. Thank you so
Good
much.
Really nice meeting
Yeah.
you.
My hip is bad, so.
Yes.
Forgive
Now,
me.
I'm gonna text Gladys tonight and say, guess who I met today? That's awesome. We're gonna post all that information and get.
Yeah, well, let's talk about, okay, so that's a great event coming up. Let's go into some of these others. I think I did mention, right here. So Bacon Fest, there's a cultural festival
Where's the Bacon Fest at?
in Portage. They're starting to rock and roll now too. They got a new mayor over there. Cultural Festival is Valparaiso, back in Valparaiso on the 15th. I used to do that at Morton High School, the International Cultural Festival, but now they've moved it. I don't think it's a different group, but I did enjoy that because it's all the nations of the world. There's a Union Fest at the end of the month. You want to see those? Can you see those?
Scarecrow, I could barely see that, yeah.
Scarecrow's over in Wanata where we were for the last show. Light the
Light the
Way,
Way.
Lauren and her friend Lena.
October 5th, Valparaiso, 5 to 10.
There you go.
And the Recology and Pet and Catman Dog,
Well, those are,
Milk Billies.
there's a lot, like as I mentioned, through our region, there's a lot of entertainment, and the people that we've had on the show are just going gangbusters. The guy from Milk Billies, Benny, he plays almost every night of the week. He posts, as I'm a friend now of his, almost every night of the week. Catman Dog, they've been in a couple different places. He's the one with the fiddle.
Yeah. He was
Love
fantastic.
them.
He's fantastic. No doubt about it.
Soul Guru, remember that was early on. He pops in and out. He's not been as active lately. Christine Judah, who was on last month, she's available. She works a lot.
She played the guitar.
And sings, and I think she might even play piano as well. And then we have Rockology scheduled. They are involved in a lot of things in the area, and we're going to try to get them on next month. What are you pointing for? Is he on the phone? Oh, he's on the phone?
He said he could be.
Yeah, you can get one. Also, I wanted to mention we were talking about maybe in October to go over to Miller. That Tiny's Coffee Bar was beautiful. The Brass Idol is opening in Miller. I mean I was at the meetings in Gary for their partnership with Notre Dame, and they might even make it a pilgrimage city. And so wouldn't that be lovely? And have the airport going out of Gary and just gentrify that whole street. If you can go online and look all that up, that information, it was beautiful. We had the meeting at Centier's building, which is another gorgeous place. So that's some other events that are coming up. Remember, Kira, I was gonna say, you can check for Kira, and she's supposed to be on, and I'm gonna remind you again, we're gonna Zell to Vision Quest D2R at Outlook, and then I will give you which I did post. I'm pretty sure I can let you in. It's all posted on Facebook. You go to that, you click on there, and then you'll go into the after conversation. We're gonna go a little bit deeper into all the health information that you really need to know that nobody is telling you. So I'm gonna give that little cliffhanger right
There's a
there.
lot of that.
What time do we have, Lauren? I'll let you know when we're ready. What time do you have?
7:48.
Okay. Typically Val comes in, I didn't hear from her, but I guess one of her daughters is having a baby, so I guess that's big news. And she's our word of the day. She's quite lovely. She is kind of our spiritual connection. Did you go to church today, Lauren? At Paul's place?
Mm-hmm.
What's his called?
New Life.
New Life
Inviting.
Christian.
Yeah,
Remember
he was here.
Paul on?
Yeah, he was here with his wife. Yeah.
Mhm. I'm just looking over all of my notes. I did mention, I think that was a big thing. Okay. And then schedule, I'm going to repeat the schedule next month. Actually, Lena's going to be on next month too. Jeff Robertson with Marriage Keepers, he started his classes tonight. But he will be in Highland Munster next month. So he said he could stop in after his class. I mentioned running vines, and then Elena still does singing telegrams. And we want you to let us know what you're interested in. What topics, if you want to be on the show, if you have anything coming up like John did.
Yeah, we'll get people
Next-
scheduled in and they can talk about their events and talk about themselves, whatever it is that draws an interest.
You can sell your items here
Yeah.
too. We can do a commercial that we can pipe in, or like with the jewelry, you can just come in and sell, or any tchotchke. I met a couple different people. Oh, you know who was supposed to come tonight was Damien, that little guy that we met at Pierogi Fest.
He's 13 or 14 years
Yeah.
old. He's like talking to a 45-year-old guy.
He was very
Oh,
enthusiastic.
big time.
And I have
Great
I
personality.
have two books here. So, this was the gems with the pearls. I was going to talk about that because we said they do have properties. But also another girl from Whiting, Abigail Gazda, she has the Hearts Unleashed weekend coming up at the end of the month. And even if you don't attend the whole thing, you could also do it by Zoom. And then one of the nights she's going to be at, I think, Byway, and you can come in and dance. There's a DJ that you could do, so you could check that out.
I know that
online.
last name. Why do I know that last name? Is it-
Gazza?
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
because there used to be a Gazza's shop in Whiting. They're a common name. So who do we have on the phone there? Lauren?
Mike Major.
Oh, Mike Major. You don't want to FaceTime him? Okay. Mike Major with Rockology, how are you?
Good, how you doing? Thank you.
Good, good. Tell us in about a minute where you're gonna be this month, so people can come watch you.
Wonderful. Well, thank you, first of all, for having us on tonight. Really appreciate that. Rockology Chicago, party rock band here in Northwest Indiana. Busy September coming up. This upcoming Friday night, we're going to be at the Highland Backyard Barbecue at Main Square Park in downtown Highland. Headlining from 8:30 to 10:30 Friday night. Saturday afternoon, we're going to be at the American Legion Post 66 in Griffith from 3 to 5 in the afternoon for their end of summer bash. And then going straight from there to headline Baking Fest Portage at the Founders Square Amphitheater in Portage from 7 o'clock to 10 o'clock that evening on Saturday.
Busy month ahead. That's great.
So Mike and I are high school schoolmates, and I was at an event, and I'm like, so Mike, what are you doing? Are you going to be like our next rock star? Is that what's going on here?
You never know, right?
Hey, what is it? 50 is the new 30?
Yeah, right.
There you go.
Well,
I get to enjoy being a VP of sales for a consulting company during the week and a rock star on the weekend. So
Hey, that's not bad.
best of both worlds.
And we
Yeah.
throw a little bit of sports in there too, because we also have a love of volleyball. Mike was very instrumental in volleyball in the region as well. So we appreciate all the greatness that comes out of Whiting,
There's a lot,
Whiting, Robertsdale, I'll tell you.
and we favor that area, obviously. That's for sure.
Well, thanks for calling, and we're gonna get you on. We'll plan and get the band on, or I say maybe come to something, but it's really hard for us to take all the equipment out there. But October, November, December, you check your calendar, okay?
You got it. If anyone would like to check out the band, it's www.rockologychicago.com. And we are also on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok as well under Rockology Chicago.
Thank you, dear.
Thank you. Take care.
Okay, bye. All right,
Good name.
so
Clever name, isn't it? Rockology.
well, yeah, Rockology, and then they put Chicago in there, and I'm like, well, okay, that's interesting. Like, not Northwest Indiana, but I don't know if anyone are from Chicago. But I guess that kind of tells people
Draws
it's
a
in
crowd.
the USA, you know? It could be Rockology USA, right?
Or the huge demographics in Chicago, so maybe that's good for
Yeah,
them, to
right.
get more audience to come and watch it.
So what else do you have on your list of
Well,
things?
it's 2 more days. It's a presidential debate. Should be interesting. Very interesting. It's a Tuesday night at 9 o'clock.
9 Central or 8 Central, 9 Eastern?
Good question. I want to say
I-
Central.
I'm
9 o'clock Central time.
really, that's
Think so.
late.
Yeah, it's very late.
Where are they doing that?
Maybe from Mountain Time or
Yeah.
Western.
Yeah.
Where are they? Do
So-
you know where it's at?
I don't know exactly where it's at, but
Okay.
that's in 2 days from now.
That's okay.
And
Good to know.
58 days until election time.
Which is November 6th this year. I think.
Yeah, that's
And,
understood.
and I'm just going to remind people.
Yeah.
Somebody told me they're taking the day off to vote. You can early vote and you can absentee vote.
Start from now.
And
Yeah.
and if you have trouble, a voter board will come to your home and help you vote. If you can't see, if you don't understand.
Really?
I just learned that in like the last couple of cycles.
Wow.
Okay, what else you got?
Yeah, this election will be very, very interesting. Very interesting.
So we might have to do, because I don't see Kiara here, we might do some sport, maybe some more analysis on the sports, politics, and a little bit of health. So go ahead and do that. We're gonna try to get you in the Zoom call, Zell now. We'll give you a few minutes. We're not gonna go on right at 8. We're gonna take a little break, maybe 8:05, 8:10, and just talk about 10, 15 minutes and get some really, Pete's been eagerly awaiting. Let's get into it, Becky. Let's get to the nitty gritty. Let's make something happen.
Yeah, make people get interested and get
Yeah,
mad and
yeah.
argue and, right,
Yeah.
make it interesting.
What else
For
is
sure.
on there? Anything?
No, that's it.
All right. Lauren, do you have anything from the what generation are you?
Z.
Gen Z. And we're we're Gen X, and then
Yeah,
there's some
X.
millennials in between. And then
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're Gen what?
Z.
Z, who, and then, was there a Gen Y?
Alpha.
Okay. Anyway, there's too many.
Gotta look them all up, see what
Shout
they mean.
outs to anybody, say hi to Grandma Sue, cause she's always our number one fan. She's not watching tonight?
Maybe on the other one.
Okay. All of our platforms, all of our people, thank you again. And usually our, little music is going, and our shout out is, signing off. I always say, and before I sign off, Phil, let me think about, is there anything else going on that we didn't mention?
Yeah, we need to mention again that everyone needs to go to our Facebook page and click like,
Perfect.
right?
Yes.
Go to YouTube and click on YouTube, subscribe, and it's free. Go to Instagram,
All
go
of
to
them.
TikTok, go to all of them. The more people we have subscribing, the better off we're gonna be, and we'll get a bigger audience.
And
there's other
stars and
platforms there.
sell and.
Yeah.
So I always like to mention us again, but here we are. Good day NWI. I'm Becky Mateo.
And I'm Pete Panos.
And it is live from the region. We're going to go like 2 more minutes here. We do this again, like John does, a labor of love, Vision Quest, Angels Honor Guard,
Kia and Cash for
Cash,
Charities.
yeah, Cash Charities. So they're
Yeah.
always doing things. Give us a shout if you said if you're interested. We are really very close. I've got about 20 people that I've talked to personally to have that premier sponsor spot. Or I'll take some other, like maybe the mid-level, maybe a few of those. But when you're on the premier sponsor, you're on everything that we do. Lauren, can you hand me those papers right there?
Yeah, and with social media and Facebook and all these platforms, everybody sees it and everybody knows what's going
I
on.
don't think there's other ones, but.
A lot of people ask, hey, where you guys been for 3 weeks? Which is kind of nice, actually.
So I do re-hit the show, so it gives that those people on that show the whole month. But I've typed this up, so social media, we talked about a lot of those. We have signs, Dunes, Portage, Whiting, Michigan City, County Line. Email blasts, about 100 per month. Chambers, 100,000 are seen per month. Other sites that we utilize, posters, events I go to, publications. So we get, like I mentioned, all those eyes. If and sometimes people just do it out of the goodness of their heart, just to like get you going and for community service and promotion, not just about like what's in it for me. So
Exactly.
I like that aspect too.
So now that school's back, sports are back, call us. We want to get the high school, middle school sports kids who are doing great to let everyone know how great they're doing. Have them come on the show, right? If you're doing the theater, you got a musical coming up, let us know. Come and perform. And we'll air it,
Whether
right?
you're working, living, playing,
Yeah,
resting,
whatever it is.
or dreaming.
We'll let everyone know.
Thanks for being out there,
Sure.
you guys. I'm Becky. Have a spectacular week,
Take care of yourself and each other.
and we do a